tonight. It's the defending Kubota Highland Racing champion from Grass Valley, California. The Napa Auto Parts, Brumos Collection, Durst Family, Factory Cane, Self-Storage at Tehela. Number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And inside of him, starting in 11th from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Inland Rigging NP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, Surekent LLC, number 73, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon.
What? The Macho Man?
Row number 5 on the outside, the 10th starter. Out of 11 in Indiana, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Myers Constructors, Autry Plumbing, Simcal Demolition, number 14 of Spencer Basted. And rolling off from 9th from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs. Number 19, it's Brent Marks. Outside of row number 4, out of Clute, Texas, the Falcons Brothers Trucking, STC, American Table, B&L Holdings, Power Plus. Number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel.
I guess he's back.
And rolling off from 7, he is the Durst Dice Roll driver here tonight. Out of Higginsville, Missouri, the Casey's MVP, Andy's First Custard Impact Science, Dinsville Transfer. Number 21, it's Blackjack, Brian Brown. And starting from 6th here tonight, from St. Helena, California, the Rico Avery, Kermac and GD Racing, Pacific Pouring, Weiser Agency, Waste Connections, ArcZone.com. Number 24, Rico Avery. And starting from 5th, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliot's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brant, Cambridge. Number 7, BC, Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. And starting from 4th, outside of row number 2, from Elk Grove, California, the FloRacing, Finley Farms, HenryCars.com, Vulcan Brothers Trucking, Works Limited, JDI Group. Number 57, Young Money, Kyle Larson. And starting from 3rd, out of Altoona, Iowa, driving the Country Builders Construction, Ochako West, Bosma Family Farms, Tucker Trucking. Number 88W, the Big Unit, Austin McCarl. And the front row for 30 laps and $25,000 to win here on night 1 of 2025 with Kubota High-Level Racing looks like this. On the outside of the front row, from Clovis, California, the Myers Constructors, Four Seas Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Sander Engineering, Tally Oil. Number 14, BC, it's Corey Day. And your pole sitter, the 2013 World of Outlaws champion, coming to us out of Owasso, Oklahoma, in the Glenville Station. Kreitz Oval Track Parts, Jetco, Downs Automotive, number 69K, it's Darren Pitman. 27 cars ready to go 30 times around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track for a $25,000 payday. It is night number 1. It only took 3 attempts, Tony Laporta, but here we are, finally ready to go green on our first feature of the year. Thank you very much, Tony. Great job down there. Appreciate that story there. You're looking at the 87 car. That is Aaron Reitzel's ride, but after the incident during the dash, Reitzel cannot make it back into the car, and so that car will be going to the tail with Justin Sanders behind the wheel, as that car is racing for the championship this year with Highland Racing, so they needed to get somebody in that car. Reitzel not feeling up to it after what happened in the dash, so Justin Sanders will take over the wheel for this main event. For the final time tonight, let's listen into a song from the playlist of Tanner Thorson. cars now catching up to the HendrickCars.com pace truck in preparation for the kickoff of 2025 with Kubota High Limit Racing. 27 of them.
HendrickCars.com pace truck even.
Utilizing provisionals, Tanner Thorson, Cy Lynch, and Chase Randall. Justin Sanders behind the wheel of the RSR number 87 after an injury as sideline Aaron Reitzel during tonight's dash. Darren Pitman takes his place at the front of the field.
I know Corey Day's going to drive like a nut.
Very familiar with when it comes to Kubota High Limit Racing.
But
Corey Day
Larson, though,
alongside of him.
That's really what he
Last
finds
year
a way.
accrued 8 wins with the series, including one that paid $100,070 during the Gold Cup Race of Champions at Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California.
Who?
Corey.
Pittman,
14.
3-time second place finisher here. The last time he was here, lost the race on the final corner.
I'm already sleepy.
Looks like everybody's found their proper starting position just about in the 27-car field. Making a couple of adjustments there towards the tail end.
What do I? Come on.
Austin McCarl and Kyle Larson will roll off from the second row. Tyler Courtney and Rico Avery
There's a
are
drone
3.
flying around above him over there.
The Durst Dice Roller, remember that? That's Brian Brown starting in 7th. If he can get the win here tonight, he would get an extra
I think that's a drone.
$3,500 for himself, an extra
It's got the green light on it, I guess.
Down to the grandstands. He lines up next to Brent Marks, who won the last race of the season in 2024, the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track.
It'll make for a cool bit. There it is.
In row number 5, actually a little bit of a jumbled up lineup. Forgot about Reitzel and that 87 car having to drop to the tail.
It is cool. Drones are cool.
That's what we're waiting on, as the lineup was a little bit jumbled there.
Look like
with
you're
the
flying.
87 dropping to the tail. He was supposed to start 8th in this race, and so with the adjustment, things are different.
Well, line them up.
Yeah. Forward, forward, forward.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Oh, I love that. Forward.
We've got 27 high rollers, but only one is hitting the ultimate jackpot here tonight. It's time to double down. It's time to raise the stakes. And it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing. Four wide, back behind the HendrickCars.com pace truck in side-by-side formation. Darren Pittman and Corey Day. Austin McCarl and Kyle Larson. Tyler Courtney and Rico Abreu. Brian Brown and Brent Marks. Row number 5 is Spencer Baston and Brady Bacon. Brad Sweet, Ryan Timms behind them. Tanner Holmes and Caleb Montgomery. Sterling Kling and Dason Persley, Ty Gibbs and Danny Sams, Brian Brown and Casey Kane. Behind them, you've got Brenham Crouch, Tanner Thorson, Andy Forsberg.
Casey Kane must be over all his concussion stuff.
Alongside Cy Lynch
That's why he
and
quit
Justin
NASCAR.
Sanders at the tail end of the field.
Making
Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. We got them racked. We got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Oh,
let's
boy.
go racing over turn number 4. We are green.
Larson's already up third.
Turns 1 into who's going to have the early race lead. It will be the youngster out of Clovis, California. Corey Day shows the way over the former Outlaw champion Kyle Larson on the outside, looking for the second spot across the line.
Oh, baby. There goes Ty Gibbs.
Ah, you went. Ah, that's too early. Golly.
Gibbs, and he munched that thing down there.
He threw his steering wheel out the window.
I didn't not see what I did.
Oh, man.
I don't know. He went for a ride.
That car already caught.
Hey, you're done.
There. I mean, just off the start of the feature here, I wonder if he kind of got crossed up getting into 3 with some of the new track work that was done there. He hasn't been out on the racetrack.
It's the first time he's ever raced with other cars on the track in a sprint car.
A little extra practice, but
he said it felt a little, the wind different.
Bummer, short night for him.
Yeah, good to see him get out of that car.
But
I mean, that thing is. I mean, just look at the wing where it's positioned out.
What a ride!
It looks like it's almost tweaked over. I mean, the car just looks mangled down there, especially the front end. We'll see. We got a replay here on FloRacing. Ty Gibbs started back at around the 18th position. You see him right there. Oh,
he ran into the back of that other car.
That was big.
Yeah, that was.
We'll see a slow-mo here in a second. It looks like he almost gets over it. Maybe got over the right rear Sterling Kling there.
I think he's trying to stay off of Sterling Kling and then just got himself way too high out in the loose stuff. And obviously, there's nothing out there. You get crossed up on the left rear, and when you try to bring these things back to the right, to the left side, to the right side, they're top heavy. They're gonna roll. So a lot of action happening there down the backstretch.
A ton. I mean, that is a rough ride there for Ty Gibbs in his sprint car debut. In an actual race.
Well, Larson looks fast
did a
anyway.
phenomenal job in the heat race earlier on. Transfer finished fifth, qualified well, and was definitely outperforming the expectations that were probably put upon him by race fans and drivers alike. And unfortunately, that car is going to need a lot of TLC to get him back out there if he wants to come back in a. I've heard he could be racing here very soon again with Highlander Racing, but after this, we'll have to wait and see if that's still the case.
Well, give him props for getting out.
Oh, absolutely.
I will do that. I've been asked, they're like, when are you going to make your sprint car debut? And I'm like, I don't know.
That right there might postpone it a little bit.
Yeah. That tells me, let's give it a little while longer. I don't know. Who's going to be in a sprint car first, me or Brexton Bush? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and find that out. But, but Ty Gibbs is going to have to wait another day to try and see the checkered flag in a feature in a sprint car. But like you said, man, I mentioned it. I have a YouTube channel. I talk a lot about sprint car racing on there, and I just said, like, this guy does not have to be doing this right now.
Right.
He does not have to be out there. He could be running Sundays for the rest of his life and be perfectly fine. But he saw that, I mean, this is a lot of fun out here. He's probably not having fun right now. But, before that, it looked like he was having a blast.
I bet so.
Yeah. One thing we'll see a replay here. I'll ask you this question here, Kyle. We'll see one more replay as to what transpired from the infield here.
This just shows you how fast these guys are going down the back straightaway into turn 3, carrying much of that speed and that momentum. And we kind of got the tail end of it when he was already outside and swapping sides of the race car and then going end over end.
Yeah, not a good deal there for Ty Gibbs. But I did want to mention this. I mentioned to you earlier that I watched your Chili Bowl video, and it was very interesting to see a guy that has succeeded so many times in different cars and whatnot. You explaining, like, man, I just can't do it. I can't get up there and run the cushion. I don't know how. I'm trying to figure it out. And I just love the humility from you in that moment right there.
It's a total different sense of racing craft and what you have to do in the dirt world. And so I admire the guys that do it so well. And you look at Kyle Larson, a guy that's made his living now on Sundays, but still going back to his roots and going back to the dirt tracks and being so good at what he grew up doing. And winning all the time. Doesn't matter where he goes, if it's a midget car, if it's a sprint car, if it's a micro, whatever it might be on the dirt. He is absolutely one of the best. So we see him up front tonight. We're going to see him up front tonight. I'm sure he's going to be battling through the rest of these 30 laps for a victory. But again, the craft and the way that you've got to race these things, whether you pinch them on the bottom and you try to find the moisture there, or whether you put it up on the cushion, you don't want to overstep that cushion. It puts you out of bounds, and you lose a lot of time up there when you jump that stuff. So, it's such a craft, and you got to be so precise.
You do, absolutely do. And we do not have a lap in the books here, so we will have a complete restart coming up here. And so that will negate the pass. Larson, I believe, if I remember correctly, was up to second or was very, very close to the challenge.
Because they didn't complete the whole lap. They just got to go back and start where everybody was.
Maybe an opportunity here for Darren Pitman to get a little bit of a better restart. Last year, Pitman was just
wherever you are when you
in
cross
this
the
price
start
racing
finish line.
69K and very limited
Caution
appearance.
comes out
Started
anywhere
front
between
row
there, you
of
got to
the
restart.
Knoxville Nationals, the
So
biggest
Larson's got to go all the way
car
back to
race of
fourth.
the year.
So it's like
And,
the race is
ended up
totally
11th
starting
in that
over.
one, but had an incredible prelim night over there. Got a local
Sucks.
win
He had
at
a good
Williams Motor
run,
Speedway.
man.
Ran second during National
Well,
Open
now he
weekend,
knows what his
as
car
well
is
as the
doing.
Outlaws.
Maybe he'll be able
It's just
to
incredible what a part-time guy
give it a
owns
little more.
Show Race Products, of course, and
it'll pay
part-time
off.
and is
I don't
still
know.
able to get out there and just like riding a bike. But when you race for 25 years on the Outlaw Tour, that's probably no surprise, really.
Definitely not. I mean, especially when you're so used to these cars and you run them all over the place. I mean, they have got 80 shows a year. If you go outside your series, you can run up to 100 shows a year. So there's definitely plenty of seat time. These guys are always gathering.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like the cars are now going to be refired before we send them back on their way under green flag conditions. So actually, it's interesting. The first 4 cars in this race, none of them will actually be competing for the championship this year with High Limit Racing. Last year, Tyler Courtney finished up second in points, which sounds very, very good, but he was 297 behind Brad Sweet. Sweet right now, well, he starts in the middle of the pack, so it could be a good opportunity here for both Tyler Courtney and Rico Avery. They run 5th and 6th to maybe get out ahead of Brad Sweet, who's won the last 6 national championships in a row.
Collect the points. Yep. Points is where it's at. Season-long deals, you always got to make sure that you're on point every single night. And Brad Sweet is so good at that, of being able to contend for championships and start walking away when you get to about the midpoint of the season where guys have a hard time catching them. And you put those guys in that position to where they want to try extra hard in order to make up those points. And Sweet is just so good at being so smooth of just gathering those finishes, but also gathering those wins.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the NASCAR stuff, you guys don't have that season-long championship where, you know, you got to be good every single day to try and get up there and win that championship. So for you, it used to be when you ran early on in your career, right? But how much respect is that? I mean, how tough is that to be good every single night and really not have any mistakes?
Well, it's a grind. I mean, in anything that you're in, whether you're in our sport with the NASCAR stuff and racing 38 weekends out of the year, or whether you're in the sprint car world and you're running 80 shows throughout the season, you know, you're running plenty of nights. And so obviously it's a grind. It's a hard time for the crew guys. You're traveling on the road, you're going here, you're going there, everywhere. So a lot of time away from home, a lot of time on the road, in hotel rooms, everything else. So you got to find that comfort zone of being comfortable, uncomfortable, right?
Absolutely.
And being able to make sure that you're at the top of your game all the time. And so a lot of these guys, Tyler Courtney, Brad Sweet, they certainly show their craft.
They certainly do, and they will be going all the way down the stretch, I'm sure, battling for this championship. Cy Lynch looks like he's the final car to get fired back off here, and there he goes. And people will catch back up to the HendrickCars.com pace truck here in just a few moments. It is in turn number 4 right now. So once again, it's a complete restart, did not get any laps in the books. If you are watching here tonight and you are wondering, how can I watch this stuff all year long? I love it. I think it's the greatest. Well, go to FloRacing.com, get yourself a subscription, and you can watch all 59 nights of Kubota High Limit Racing all year. We don't take much time off. We go from here to Tulare Thunderbolt Raceway next Wednesday, and on Friday it's Kevin Harvick's current raceway, the new Bakersfield Speedway down there, and then the Paris Auto Speedway on Saturday. So 3 races next week, and then the weekend after that we go over to Casa Grande, Arizona, and then make our way towards Texas and then Kansas. Then we have a couple weeks off, but it's...
Don't forget to mention all the rest of the racing that happens on Flow. There is tons of racing. The Lucas Oil Dirt Series with the late models are on there. You've got pavement stuff across the country, the dirt world, of course. So there's a lot of action. If your flavor is pavement, if your flavor is dirt, Flow's going to cover it.
Yeah, and just like that, the dirt action never stops all year long. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, we talked about the USAC National Sprint Cars as well. Midgets, Silver Crown, all 3 of USAC's divisions, and of course, High Limit here from March to October. Try to get everybody in their proper starting position for that restart. Definitely going to have to cross some things up with Ty Gibbs. He was starting 18th, so we're going to have to do some crossing here. But looks like the lights are out.
Lights out. We're coming back to the green flag, so we're ready for some action. Let's get this 30 laps in.
Boy.
All right, Darren Pitman going to have to try and get a better restart this time if he wants to hold Corey Day at bay. Now I think he's a 19-year-old driver who burst onto the scene last year on the national tour, 8 wins, and now he's moving on to the bigger and better things. But he still comes back.
Get it going.
It's a lot of fun. So here we go. Coming back to the green, and Pitman does get a great restart this time, and he will make his way into turn number 1 with the lead. Corey Day going to try and get the outside, build momentum, car off the pace, front stretch, and that is Justin Sanders. And Sanders will pull into the infield. We will stay green, Kyle.
Green.
We stay green. Action's up front here. We got Pitman taking the lead. And you got Corey Day following close pursuit right behind him. And then there's a battle for third. We've got Rico looking at the
Rico's
inside.
car is fast too right now.
Turn 2 down to backstretch.
Rico going to have to relock and reload and try and catch back up to Kyle Larson. But up front, Darren Pitman is going to lead lap number 2. 28 laps to go around the outside for about 5th position. That is Brent Marks in 19 making his way around the outside of the 88W of Austin McCarl. So Brent Marks up into the top 5, and now Tyler Courtney's going to follow through as well. He's up to 6th.
Yeah, there's some action about 8th on back here. There's a lot of side-by-side racing, a lot of guys in that journey here trying to figure out where their car works best right now, whether they want to be down around the bottom or up around the top.
Little smoke coming out of the left side engine compartment there for Darren Pitman, but looks like it dissipates down the straightaway, so not much, might not be a huge deal going on there right now for Pitman as he comes across the line. 26 laps to go. His lead over Corey Day is 1.625 seconds across the line. Kyle Larson trying to track down Corey Day. The last time by Larson was about a 10th off the lap time that Corey Day laid down. Now Rico's coming right back to the rear bumper of Kyle Larson.
Rico's there. He's looking on the outside. There's a little bit of a slide move, kind of a slider line through 1 and 2, trying to find that grip on the top side. A lot of guys, it's already blackening up on the entry to turn 1 right now, so it's going to slick it off here pretty quick.
This is just so reminiscent of last year, the final 2 races of last season when Darren Pitman led both nights at Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. He would not go to victory lane. Now Pitman into lap traffic, gets by 2 cars off of turn number 2, getting by Andy Forsberg, getting by Cy Lynch. He has 2 cars between himself and Corey Day. Pitman now looking underneath the Burnham Crouch down the front straightaway. No issues right now for the Kreitz Racing 69K.
Off the berm a little bit there in the middle of 1 and 2, but no harm, no foul. Keeps his lead, gets that position, heads off into turn 3. Running the bottom side of both ends of the racetrack right now. I see Larson trying to figure out where he wants to be. He's kind of been around the top. It looks like he's venturing back towards the bottom. He's trying to find where his car works best right now. A lot of guys moving all over the racetrack. It's really cool, really fun to see how everybody wants to find their ways through the traffic. And Pitman coming up on a few more here that are side by side.
Corey Day has gotten by 2 of the slower cars, so now just 1 car between your 1st and 2nd place car. Corey Day almost got in the back of Brenham Crouch right there into turn 1. Had to get to the cushion or he's going to be in no man's land down the back straightaway. Corey Day looking to the outside of Brenham Crouch. He'll make the pass off of turn number 4. No lap cars between your 1st and 2nd place machines. And there are 2 cars right in front of your leader that are side by side. Tanner Thorson and Casey Kane as Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson, and Brent Marks. But we've got a yellow in turn 4. I think it's a flat right rear.
I'll take it, yellow.
Yeah, that looks like it for Tanner Holmes. Tarleton Racing 21T. Just by the way, the car's kind of leaning over there. Tony, what do you got?
Yeah, checked in with Justin Sanders and the Ridge & Sons racing team. He jumped in to fill in for Aaron Reitzel after that crazy incident in the dash. They can't be positive yet, but they fear a possible engine failure underneath the hood of that number 87. So first their driver goes out with injury, and again, no reason to speculate, but they fear, at least right now, something terminal.
Right rear is gone.
The track and out of the race, but engine troubles for the 87 here early on.
All right, thank you, Tony. So Justin Sanders will be credited with a 26th place finish here tonight. Him and Ty Gibbs, the 2 cars out of the race so far. As
now he'll go in the pits and he'll throw another tire on and throw him back out there.
Absolutely blown apart right there on Tarleton Racing number 21T. Tanner Holmes got the call to run this car in 2025 on a, I would say, half of his season. He'll run the other half in his family-owned car. Got a win at Chico's Silver Dollar Speedway a few weeks back in the 360. Tony, what's going on down there?
Yeah, just like you guys called it, there is not a whole lot of that right rear Hoosier Racing tire left on the outside corner of the Tarleton number 21. They are going to jack that car up. They've got everybody down here. Nasty Nate's going to hit it with the wrench. Trevor Canales from the Paul Silva number 57. Of course, that's Tanner Holmes' sister, Carly, getting ready to wheel the new right rear onto the side of this Tarleton number 21. But as they get ready to put the new shoe on the outside corner, that seems to be the only problem here for Tanner Holmes. He'll be down and away in just a moment.
We're in Larson.
Thank you very much, Tony. So
right there.
Tanner Holmes showed some pretty good speed here tonight. He started back in 4th, so in the front half of the field there, but right rear tire is certainly going
holding light for him.
Impede his progress.
Yeah, he was up 3 spots, 4 spots already. He was up into the 10th position before he had that issue, and moving nicely there. One of our biggest movers right now is one of the fastest cars that we saw in the B main with Justin Peck. He's up 6 spots.
Yeah, 16th place right now for that Redeem Racing number 26 car.
Oh no, she probably just wearing
he was back there too.
So he's got the hat and everything. He's team member.
That certainly is the.
Well, they got some of their team in that
right now
infield.
for that hard charger award. Highest running Race Redeem Foundation rookie
just
of
like
the
Dirt
race
Nature.
right now looks to
Okay,
be
Let's help each other
Danny
out.
Sams. Right now he's in 14th position as Tanner Holmes. They have made the repairs and he's come back onto the racetrack. And now for the first time this year we get to see the Frozen Farmer Pick Pint. You see that down there in the middle of the track. The drivers must go left or right of that Frozen Farmer Pick Pint. Whatever way they go is which lane they will restart in for this upcoming double file restart. So Darren Pitman shoots to the bottom. Corey Day goes to the top.
Kind of like this, though.
Looks like not much funny business going on back there. There's one guy outside, one guy inside.
Yeah, they're stacking them pretty even as they get further back. I'm telling you, there's no real preferred lane. A lot of guys are just trying to figure out where to go, where the cleanest air is for their race car so they can set themselves up for a good corner.
Now Larson got to worry about Abreu.
This race going to be 9 laps
They need to get Corey Day needs to get going.
Long ways.
No, 9
Can't
down.
let Pitman get out ahead like that.
9 down, 21 to go. My bad. But Darren Pitman, I cannot express this enough how similar this looks to last year at those two races. He was on the bottom the whole way, got into traffic, got past in traffic, but this could be.
If you jinx this guy, he's coming after you.
It's just crazy. I mean, he's showed up to 3 of these races, been on the pole at every feature. He's led all of them so far. Just has not quite won it yet.
We will see how it goes.
It's definitely an interesting story for a part-time sprint car driver, of course, the 2013 World Outlaws champion. Corey Day has been right there in second, but he probably didn't want to see that yellow, Kyle. I'm sure that Corey wanted to stay in traffic there.
Yeah, absolutely. When these guys really get to traffic, that's when I always say the real racing starts, and you get to see who's able to work through it and make their best moves.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if we do get back to traffic. Still a lot of laps to go here in this feature event, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. We are back to green with Pitman getting a good jump as Corey Day looks to the inside. Might see a slider attempt. Nope, he's going to try and run the bottom. Not going to work as Pitman drives around on the outside to maintain the race leader. Side by side for fourth. Tyler Courtney underneath of Kyle Larson for that position.
Hey.
Yeah, Rico's up to third there. He pulled the slider line through 3 and 4. Made some good
lost 2 spots.
into turn 3, but then wasn't really able to carry that same speed.
There he goes.
That same momentum off the corner of turn 4. But there he carried some good speed off of turn 2. So we've got now the high side with Abreu. See, there it is again. Oh, we got a car off the pace down the backstretch.
Yeah, that is Spencer Baston.
I got a feeling these tires aren't taking this too well.
Tire appears to be down on Baston's car, and the caution flag is going to come out. Another car pulled into the infield, the backstretch, and that is Brenham Crouch. Did not see the issue for him, but he did not actually draw the other.
I think the tires are getting ate up on this.
I wonder why we're seeing so many tires.
That's very weird. I got a feeling it might be some rocks.
Maybe.
A lot of rocks.
We're just shredding them.
Tony.
Corey, you go to think Corey Day, you see that number 14.
Yep.
It's the new high roller switching teams. Spencer Baston brings the Jason Myers Racing full-time entry to a stop. And just like you guys were kind of hypothesizing about up there, what could be the issue causing this recent rash of flat tires? The car already up in the air. They've got the new left rear Hoosier Racing tire bolted on and ready to go. Hunter Brady, it looks like, down there helping out, getting the left rear screwed on nice and tight. Baston sitting in the car. Nobody taking a look at any other parts of the Sander Engineering sponsored machine. They've got him back down on the ground, and they're ready to fire him off here in just a moment. You guys were talking about, I think, Brenham Crouch also perhaps having issues?
Yes, you probably can't see him from where you're standing at right now, Tony. He's behind the mules towards turn number 2 right now. And it looks like they have a quad in behind him, but they don't seem to be, really working hard to get back out there.
They're not in a hurry.
Yeah.
They've got some other terminal issues over there. It was rolling on all 4 tires, so there was no tire issue on that machine, but must have been some sort of electrical or maybe an engine failure.
That Crouch started back in the 22nd position. For Spencer Baston, he had a great starting spot. Started in the 10th spot, and unfortunately with that tire issue, going to have to go to the tail. That's going to be another spot, though, for Justin Sanders, or make that Justin Peck. He's now going to be up to 15th place on this restart. Also, Chase Randall, he took a provisional to make the show, and he is in front of Peck. So he's up to 14th.
See, we're going to pick now.
Shotgun on
See if
the field.
Abreu stays down low,
So after,
or
I don't know if you saw it earlier,
Larson
he was
goes low.
right outside of a transfer, close to a transfer in the heat race, and blew a tire.
Larson
And
going high,
had to
Abreu
be
going
something in the
low.
provisional. So, yeah, Chase Randall's had an interesting night here on his opening day, first day of school for Highlander Racing. He's one of our Rookie of the Year contenders. As the Frozen Farmer Pick Pint has been showing off once again here on Flow. Tony? You all right, Tony?
Yeah, sorry about that. Barry Jackson leaning back over to confirm some stuff with me. Burnham Crouch up and out of the Horizon Whiskey, CJP number 5. Something ripped the rock screen off of his the front of his cockpit, and without already having pulled all of his tear-offs, Burnham Crouch made the decision to just shut her down.
Interesting. Thank you very much for that information, Tony. As we go back to green,
have a better start this time.
A good restart there. And we've got 3 wide down the front straightaway. Brad Sweet is making his way forward. Sweet's up to 6th and might be 5th. Down for the lead down the back stretch. Corey Day looks to the inside.
That was a big move by Brad Sweet on that restart there. He made some really good moves to be able to get to the bottom side and be able to get some spots right there. So up to the 5th spot. And now we got one off the pace again. It's Ryan Timms this time. And it's hard to tell what the problem could be for Timms, but he is slow down the front stretch. Right now we are still green as Corey Day and Rico Abe are battling for the 2nd position into turn number 3 and 4. As Pitman shows the way, the yellow's going to have to come out in turn 1 as Ryan Timms does not make it to the infield. And so we are back to yellow once again. So, man, we just can't get going here, can we? It looked like all 4 tires were up on his car. Yeah, just slow rolling.
So Ryan Timms.
We completed a lap.
Larson's car
so
was looking good. Now it don't look good.
Big Cat gets to keep his spots, right?
Yeah, he's up to 5th place now. How about Brady Bacon now up into the 6th position? He's having a fantastic run right now in that JFM Motorsports number 73. And Bacon, we know that he's going to be doing a ton of wing sprint car racing here in 2025. Going to be in some different cars. We didn't expect to see him here at Vegas, but he is having a stellar run right now. The Macho Man in car number 73. We'll see what happens with Ryan Timms here as they are pushing him behind the mules. Not exactly in a place where you would think they're going to try and work on this thing, but they are running over there to train.
Is that a steering rod?
I can't really tell from here. Oh, yeah, it looks like they got the... Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's not even on the car. Oh, is it on the car? No, it is on the car. Looks like they did have a new one, though, ready, Tony. I'm sure you'll have an update for us here in just a moment.
Yeah, guys, they're going to work on the right front corner here right now. Oh, it's a shock. It seems like perhaps they're going to replace the shock as Ryan Timms comes to a stop behind the mules over here, as you guys talked about. So they're going to go to work on the right front corner. Rob Beatty, Zane, a couple of Brad Sweets, Casey Kane Racing crew members over here. Shane Liebig, the car owner, supervising as they're going to do all this. Yeah, they've got everything replaced nice and quickly, so a shock failure, it seems like, on the right front corner for Ryan Timms.
I wouldn't be surprised if a rock maybe hit that there, Kyle, and knocked it off, maybe. Interesting. Because we already heard so many issues with the rock with Brennan Crouch, the rock with Aaron Reitzel, and we've had a lot of tire issues as well. Tony?
I'll tell you this, guys, there's already been activity down here along the mules. When that yellow came out for Ryan Timms, guys are grabbing their fuel sticks because they know 65 laps combined, green and yellow, is what race director Mike has told them in the driver's meeting tonight. I haven't been counting. I can't see my toes with these sneakers on, so I'm not sure where we're at in this thing. But when you add up the green and yellows, once they get to 65, that's when they'll be coming down for a fuel stop. And some of these teams are already thinking about that.
Yeah, I would have to think maybe another yellow or two, and that will certainly be the case. As Ryan Timms gets refired in turn 3. Timms was red hot there at the end of the 2024 season and came out swinging once again this year at the Outlaws at Volusia. Had a couple of top 10s, and after Volusia, had the best plus-minus behind Donnie shots with the series. And so unfortunately, Timms is going to have to drive from the tail here. He's still got over half the race, though, Kyle, to try and get back.
Corey Day got on the outside somehow.
Yeah, they went lights out.
The other guy decided to take the low.
Not messing around.
No, green out.
Go!
Good restart once again for Darren Pitman. They are side by side for third across the line.
There you go.
They got together.
Wow!
Close call, and now Larson almost down to Corey
Dang
Day.
it.
Down the back straightaway. Rico all of a sudden into the 2nd spot. Chops the nose on Corey Day. Moves up to P2. Gets over the cushion off at turn number 4. Day right in his back pocket.
Time to get it going now.
There's a 3-car battle for 2nd in turn 1.
Maybe Larson was saving some tire.
On the bottom there, Corey Day's going to take the momentum off the top side. Gets a little bit of a run there, but not enough in order to make the pass stick on the outside of Larson. Brady Bacon now into the top 5. Got by Brad Sweet on the restart, so the 73 car now into the top 5. Meanwhile, it's a 2-second lead for Darren Pitman the last time by. But
He passed him on the bottom, and then he goes.
Tracking down with a little bit of clean air on his side. Corey Day slides up the racetrack. Larson taps the brake, turns it down the hill. Side by side across the line. Kyle Larson is up into the 3rd spot.
Great battle between those guys. I know they're close.
See, that was smarter that time. Larson stayed low.
So they're battling it out as friends, but as fierce competitors on the racetrack right now, too.
And Sterling Kling is going to draw the caution in turn 3 now, the 34 car. He was running around the 22nd position at the time. started
Maybe
this
Larson's
race
saving a little.
16th.
The way those tires are going, I don't know, man.
Yellow. Looks like both left side tires are full there.
14
Not able
laps.
to pull into the infield on the back straight away.
Hey.
It's about half. The race only like half
Sterling
over.
Kling with long time
30 laps, so there's still
crew
14 to
chief
go.
on the
So.
World Outlaws Tour, Mikey Kemper. So they've been together for the last
Get your
2 or
new
so
update.
years. We know Sterling's going to be hanging out with High Limit Racing.
Your
We're going to
phone
go to
update?
Arizona and go into Texas and Dodge City and things like that. So we'll see Sterling
Go
Kling
ahead
quite a
and do
bit
it
this
now.
year with High Limit.
I don't know, I
And
guess
looks
it's
like they are going
automatically.
to try and push him back towards the work area potentially.
Not really.
Sterling
well,
Kling does have some
supposed to,
experience
but I
here
don't
at the
remember it
Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track in his career, albeit without the wing on top of the car. He was 12th in a non-wing 360 with USAC here in 2019. Best finish last season with High Limit Racing for Sterling Kling was a 19th place result at the Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. Best run last year with a national tour overall, 14th with the World of Outlaws at I-55 Raceway in Peavey, Missouri. And that car does refire. So Sterling Kling is going to rejoin at the tail. So we did get a lap or two completed there, so it will be another double file restart. Kyle, with our series, if we go double file, there's a
third.
working
Okay.
We go to single file, but as long as you get a lap in between, we go back to double file, and that's what we're seeing right here, the Frozen Farmer Pitman back on the racetrack.
We're seeing them. A couple guys stack the outside there. You had Brad go to the outside, you had Sunshine go to the outside, and then now we're kind of filling in one for one, one for one, one for one there on back.
Absolutely. Danny Sam's having a great run right now. One of our Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders has cracked into the top 10 in car number 24D, the driver to Northport, Florida.
Oh boy.
And the brand new race car, the new paint scheme, unveiled that on Thursday night. And Danny Sam's is having a good run right now to open the season up here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
So important to get a good start.
Yeah.
We were back to lights out. We were coming to the green. Here we go. Fire off.
Larson a little
Whoa.
bit sideways on
Point A, almost ran in the back of it.
Larson's going to take advantage. They go by Rico.
Rico.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cushion right there. Corey Day hooks the bottom nice and turn
Come on,
number 2.
Larson.
And Corey Day's now back at the second spot. What a great three-car battle going on for the runner-up position. Day slides up the racetrack. Rico gets over the cushion, and Brad Sweet now goes back and forth.
Brad Sweet, I'd say he's one of the best there is in this sprint car world, and he's doing a great job tonight.
Larson's starting to get it going. I don't know if they can catch Pitman
Back there
though.
in the 12th spot.
Yeah, but Brad Sweet making his way towards the front into the top 5 as Rico now hooks the cushion again off of turn number 4. Sunshine going to go by and make his way up into the top 5 position. So a mistake from Rico off the 4th corner allows Sunshine to take over the 5th position. Up front, though, it's all Darren Pitman. Last time by was a 1.5 second lead for the 69K.
Yeah, Darren Pitman's running really good laps here, trying to keep his car straight, keeping the right rear underneath him, trying to save, maybe he's trying to save a little tire. I doubt it. We're in dirt racing. He is lights out, just trying to make sure he keeps that thing in clean air as fast as he can go.
This time by 10 laps to go for Darren Pitman, 10 laps away from his first career High Limit Racing win in the Kreitz Racing 69K. Corey Dave still running second. Third spot, it's Kyle Larson. Fourth is Brad Sweet. Fifth is Tyler Courtney. Then it's Rico Avery, Brady Bacon, Austin McCarl, Brett Marks, and the 26 of Justin Peck from way in the back of the field has cracked into the top 10 of the Redeem Racing number 26. But it does look like they will encounter traffic one more time in this race, Kyle.
Absolutely.
Brad Sweet's looking fast now.
Traffic here. We're on about 9 laps to go here, so yeah, we're going to see the tail end of us in about 2 laps.
Yeah, and it looks like a couple of the cars are on the inside of the racetrack, which is good for Pitman. He's up on the top, but Corey Day does appear to be closing in. The last time by, Day was about a 1/10 of a second faster on the lap time than Darren Pitman. Brian Brown off the pace. He pulls into the infield. We will stay green, but Corey Day is closing the gap on your race leader.
He is closing the
Corey
gap.
Day's coming.
Ooh, Pitman slips off the bottom. Day is there.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
I'm telling you, he can drive it.
Down the backstretch, still has the race lead. Goes to the inside in turn 3. Slides up the racetrack. Corey Day
There you
takes the
go.
lead away.
Oh my
There's a
God.
problem.
He's got a flat.
Pitman's off the pace down the front straight away.
dang,
He might be, but
caution.
Pitman's still under power right now.
Caution.
The green flag is still out.
It is stumbling.
Corey Day around the outside gets by one of the lap cars.
Hey.
That one out promote Kyle Larson up to second. Car to the infield, it's Chase Randall. We are still green. Pittman is putting
Got
around the
lit Larson
racetrack.
second. I don't think he's close enough to catch him.
5 laps to go, and Kyle Larson now in the catbird seat trying to catch up as Brett Marks is off the pace now.
The 24 is off the pace. Rico's off the pace. These guys are running out of gas.
I think they're running out of gas.
Something going wrong as the yellow flag now comes out.
Yep.
Caution. Wow. With 20 Looks like 24 completed, Tony.
Kyle, I think you nailed that.
They're all
because
running out
the
of
first
fuel.
team that I saw during that yellow for Ryan Timms' failed right front shock go for their fuel and equipment was the Kreitz Racing 69K. So I think they knew they were getting close with these yellows starting to add up.
Yeah, they're all starting to swerve back and forth and trying to get their fuel pickups to pick up some fuel, but
I wonder if they're going to let them take fuel.
And now Darren Pitman.
And there's only 5 to go.
Darren Pitman.
I mean, if the back half of the field pits, if they all pit, then they're all going to get back in their positions relatively, right? But if the front runners don't pit, they might be short on fuel as well, too.
So what's going to happen here is going to be more than likely an open red flag condition where everybody will stop on the racetrack. And
they'll probably do an open red flag. Everybody will get gas.
But it's a little late for those guys that had those issues under green. Exactly. They lost all those positions. They lost all that track position. So
they went into the infield. So their night is done for a couple of them, like Brian Brown and Chase Randall. Tony, I heard your microphone key up there. What do you got?
You know, you guys called it already. Everybody has grabbed their fuel equipment and their air tanks.
Look at them all
so
carrying
obviously,
fuel.
Race Director Mike Hess is going to open this red flag up as everybody's going to come right here to the openings in the barriers alongside the first
run
fence
gas
as they open this up. But wow, late in the race, what do you guys say? 5
and
laps to go as the signal's now been given to head out onto the track. This red flag is opened up. This will make it kind of an interesting shootout to the finish, don't you think?
The way they do it.
It definitely will, and you know that these guys can go out there, kind of do basically anything besides change a tire.
Really, where's his help?
These open red flags, they can add fuel, they can make adjustments to the car, and we'll see who makes the right ones with only 5 or 6 laps to go here.
There you go.
They were pushing Abreu to the
behind him.
pit road.
Sweet has driven from 12th to 3rd now. Tyler Courtney will be 4th on the restart, and Brady Bagan will be in 5th. 6th should be Austin McCarl. I am curious to see where Darren Pitman will restart at, because on my monitor here he's in 7th, but I feel like he was off the pace for quite a while.
I feel that way too.
He might have had that big of a lead though, to where he just slipped back to 7th. Maybe.
True. Yeah, we're gonna have to see how the race officials figure this out and what the lineup is actually going to be. I'd imagine they go off the scoring, so that's where they're going to be.
And Justin Peck is now up to 8th
Then you got to
position
figure
after
out
transferring in through tonight's P8. He started 23rd. He's now up into the 8th position.
Yeah.
And then Brett Marsh,
So the less
9th,
fuel
and
you
Dominic
got, you have
Selzy
to adjust your
will
wing
restart in
as you're
10th.
going to.
But definitely some dramatics here
Seems like Larson's car was starting to come alive there.
of this race. Still 5 or 6 laps to go before we get this.
But you don't know if there's going to be another couple cautions or.
Tony.
Just there, you can hear the horn blow, so time ticking very, very quickly here. Everybody's already dumped the fuel. They've brought out onto the front straightaway into the tail tanks. So these high-limit sprint cars, couple teams, like I said, brought out the air tanks. Saw a few guys making right rear air pressure adjustments. Corey Day and I believe Brad Sweet were 2 of the guys we saw making left rear air pressure adjustments. So frantic work going on down here, and everybody's just trying to get that car snug and feeling just right for this last 5-lap shootout to the finish on the opening night of High Limit 2025.
Yeah, I saw Silva down there on Larson's car. He was doing a right rear bar adjustment, so probably trying to tighten him up a little bit maybe in order to get some better grip on this thing. But if you get too tight and you get up towards that cushion, you jump that cushion. It's very easy to pull the right front over the top of the racetrack.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot in this feature event alone. We saw Rico have trouble with it early on, and he has slipped back to 11th position.
He was one of the slow ones too, just before
he knows a little bit.
It was falling back and off the pace.
Not as much as I think he knows, you know. He's never done it really.
Earn their money right here is on these open red flag conditions with a couple laps to go. Who can make the right decisions to get their car to handle the best? You're taking a look at the 69K team right there for Darren Pitman, and
heartbreak again.
Yeah, my goodness, that is just unbelievable for Darren. Had him covered, it looked like here tonight, and unfortunately, it just was not meant to be unless he could pull off a heroic run here with 5 to go from 7th to the lead. That would be something. Looks like crew members are making their way back into the infield here.
Yeah, I think with the amount of laps that we have left in this race, it's going to be, you're not going to get to lap traffic, so it's going to be a race to clean air. So however Corey Day, Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney fire off on this restart, I think it's going to be a race amongst those 4 guys.
Yeah, and I will say the track is in great shape as far as 2 lanes. The bottom's been good, the top's been good.
They're
The
going
top's
to
been
catch that
tricky.
pask again. So
Like we said earlier, I mean, we've seen a couple of guys hop over the cushion and really lose a lot of ground. But if you can run it correctly, it does seem like it would benefit you quite a bit. But we'll see.
An interesting line that Corey took to score the lead from Pitman was when he entered turn 3 really high up on the cushion and then turned it down the racetrack and found that bite through the moisture off the bottom of turn 4. I feel like I'm going to look for that again out of him and seeing how he's going to continue to navigate turn 4 and being able to get in that moisture down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat, as we say, down there on the bottom. Still a lot of grip to be found off the bottom of turn number 4. We remember earlier on in the broadcast, Christopher Bell had mentioned it a couple of times that it was greasy down there. It was still very slimy off the 4th corner. We saw a couple of guys in the heat races, when they start on the bottom of the racetrack, they were kind of spinning the tires. And now that moisture's been worked up the racetrack and it has not really gone away. So a lot of grip off the 4th corner right now. Looks like most of the teams and the crew members have made their way back to the infield, and we should be refiring the remaining drivers here in just a few moments. So a quick rundown of the field when they go back to green. Corey Day is your race leader. Kyle Larson running in 2nd, Brad Sweet 3rd, Tyler Courtney 4th, and 5th is Brady Bacon. Austin McCarl 6th, 7th is Darren Pittman, 8th is Justin Peck, 9th is Brett Marks, and 10th is Dominic Selzy. 11th, Rico Avery, 12th, Tanner Thorson, 13th is Danny Sams 3rd, Tanner Holmes in 14th, 15th will be Caleb Montgomery, 16th will be Casey Kane, 18th will be Ryan Timms, 19th Jason Persley, and 20th should be Spencer Basin in the 14 when we do go back to green.
Chase, you just gave that full field rundown. How about it? 22nd to 8th with just a few laps to go in this one for the Race Rudine Foundation driver Justin Peck. I just got the privilege of stopping and seeing Kevin Rudine, the car and team owner, on that machine, and I said, man, you guys look like a great pairing together. Justin obviously coming over to take the reins of that Rudine racing machine from Zeb Wise after last year. They looked so good. What they do, sweep the 360s down at Volusia and picked up a gator that way. So 22nd to 8th. Kevin said he'd like it to be not as exciting as it's been watching him pass all these cars, but wow, really good looking run for Justin Peck and his new team here tonight.
Yeah, looking like he might secure that Rod and Supply hard charger here tonight in that yellow, or not yellow, that white and blue number 26 car as they look to pursue a high limit championship this year. Obviously didn't get started off to a very good foot there at the beginning of this race, but he is making it work. He is rebounding very, very nicely for a top 10 run as of right now.
Tanner Thorson as well.
Yeah,
he started with a provisional on the night.
Yeah,
he's up to 12th, you know, looking for that sponsored plug.
How long is that car going
Get
to
your sponsor plug in.
The Rod and Supply hard charger. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely.
While we said that, we might as well mention the Jake's Golf Cart's fastest lap of the race award. Right now, that would go to Corey Day. He ran a 15.574 earlier on in the race. So Corey Day looking for that Jake's Golf Carts award. And then the highest running rookie of the race for Race Redeem Foundation. At this point in time, it is Danny Sams III running in 13th, Tony.
And on top of the $25,000, which, you know, is probably the #1 thing on all these drivers and teams' minds for scoring the victory here tonight, another new addition to Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025. Chase, you know it already, but I'm going to tell everybody else, so they're let in on the secret. The Chasm Safety Win Sticker. Chasm Safety stepping up to be a partner of Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025, and we've never had anything like this. The winner of each and every round of Kubota High Limit in 2025 is going to be handed a Chasm Win Sticker in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane, and they're going to all line those up down, I think, the center of the tail tank. So that'll be a really cool way as the year progresses when we get into the fall. Whoever's got the most win stickers all over their tail tank, you can bet they've had a pretty successful 2025.
Yeah, definitely a cool addition this year. I know a lot of drivers were asking for those last year. Rico was the one that was really wanting the win stickers. He won a bunch of races last year and had no little sticker to show for it. Yes, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal to these racers.
Yeah.
I tell you, we got to have those win stickers. Brexton putting all of his win stickers all over his race cars. I know plenty about that.
It's kind of like in football, right? They put the stickers on the helmet.
Yeah,
when they
that's right. For
score.
good plays, big plays,
Oh,
yeah, that sort of stuff. And yeah, absolutely. The college stuff, they're all real big on that.
So it looks like most of the field.
But I like the chasm piece. Sorry to interrupt you. I like the chasm piece because that is a huge safety initiative.
I was wondering if you knew about it. Yeah,
I do. They're right across the buildings from where we're at in North Carolina. That's where they build all their stuff. And we've put chasm stuff in all of our race cars, for Brexton's cars, my cars, all that. So huge safety stuff for our sport. And what it is it's just it's an absorption device that allows the seats to kind of move within the frame of the car a little bit over high impact situations. So when you go tumbling or have a hard accident or whatnot, you know, it helps absorb some of that crash, so the driver isn't taking the full brunt of it.
Great way to give him a little plug there, Tony.
Yeah, I was honestly just going to say, Kyle, you nailed it. Chasm Safety Products, the Wind Sticker 2025, they're the world's first and only patented compression absorbing safety system. And you can learn a lot more about them by visiting Chasm Safety Products on Facebook. That is CASM, Chasm Safety Products, the world's first and only patented compression absorbing safety system. And they bring us the Wind Stickers here in
single
Kubota
file or
Racing in
double file?
2025.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tony. We are ready for a single file restart coming up.
Single
Here you see that
file.
cone on the front straightaway. The drivers cannot pass before that cone. They cannot hit that cone, and they cannot go below the cone until they get past it, and then they can start passing each other, moving around. So that cone is very important. If anybody hits it, it is a penalty.
Must be an inside 10 to go thing or 5 to go thing.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And also,
You Kyle Busch is learning now.
double file restart. That is also when we see that cone come out of the infield as well. Looks like, who is that? Oh, Pitman pulling into the infield. So they did
Second, Larson.
throw fuel.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Brad Sweet's looking really good.
He was going to restart in the 7th position, so that's going to move up a bunch of guys inside the top 10.
We'll see what happens. All the hands never come down to the restart.
We are. Only a handful of laps to go. Can Corey Day hang on, or will Kyle Larson pounce and take the first win of 2025? Day goes to the inside, turn 1. Larson right to the outside of the speedway.
Larson trying to
Trying
build
to
some
build momentum
speed.
down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet running in 3rd. Larson close into turn 3. Corey Day around the bottom, slips up off the bottom.
There's that Larson I was talking about. Larson hit it.
Larson with the diamond line off at turn number 4. Now Corey Day back to the inside. They swap lanes in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Got to come by this time. By see 3 laps to go. Can Kyle Larson pull off some late race heroics here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway's dirt track?
He's working on it. He's trying to close that gap. I think he gets about a car length on that lap. He likes the top side of 1 and 2, finding a little bit of that right rear moisture up against the top side. Not getting the run that he needed off the turn 2.
Popped the cushion just a little bit, and it cost him some ground to Corey Day. This time by 2 laps to go. Kyle Larson.
Come on, Larson!
Can't do it.
Separate them down to turn number 1.
Need another caution.
Kyle Larson tries to not hook the cushion this time. It works a little bit better for him, but he's going to have to make up some serious ground here on the final lap.
Got to make up some serious ground. Here's that
Not
line
gonna
coming
happen.
back to the bottom side, getting a little bit of that moisture off the floor, but I think Day's got this thing in the hand. He's
Day's
looking
got
really
it
good, really
handed,
smooth, keeping that
easily.
car straight along the bottom. Even though it looks slick and it looks dark right there, he's got the run off of turn 2.
Yeah, he's good. I tell you.
Down the back stretch 3 and 4 for the final time, and Corey Day will win the season opening race at Las Vegas. He gets it down to 14 BC. Kyle Larson 2nd. 3rd spot goes to Brad Sweet. 4th goes to Tyler Courtney, and 5th will go to Brady Bacon. So Corey Day,
He's good.
after an absolutely fantastic 2024 with High Limit, comes out and wins the season
Why
opener
Hendrick
here at
signed him.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway's dirt track. In the Jason Myers Racing 14 BC, Larson Sweet, Courtney Bacon, then Austin McCarl, Justin Peck, Brett Marks, Dominic Scelzi, and Rico Avery, the top 10 here in this one. Corey Day going to make his way towards the scales in the infield, and once he meets the minimum weight requirement, then he will make his way towards the front straightaway as a winner once again. With the series, Kyle, thanks for hanging out with us,
Yeah,
man. We
absolutely.
appreciate it.
No, I
It was
appreciate
fun.
that. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you having me. Great show by these high-limit sprint car racers. They did a phenomenal job putting on a show here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. Can't wait to come back and see some more of this action throughout our season. Following the NASCAR schedule, we'll be around, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We'll see you at Texas as Corey Day makes his way to Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. Corey Day. Makes his way off the top of the race car. He'll come around front and talk to Tony Laporta.
Corey Day, successful in his return to Kubota High Limit Racing as he makes his way around the back of this black, white, and blue Jason Myers Racing. Number 14 BC, the partnership with Klaus and Marshall and Driven to Save Lives. So, pretty chill weekend for you, right? Go get the pole in your first truck race of the 2025 season. Looked so good most of that race all the way up to the very end. And then you come out here and go toe-to-toe with, Kyle Larson and get the job done. So, pretty fun night, right?
Yeah, man, just a great recovery from last night. Truck race didn't go to plan after our qualifying. So, yeah, man, just feels so good. It's been 5 months since I've ran a 410-wing sprint car. And I was making the joke to my girlfriend, Ashlyn, that I was gonna forget what I'm doing. It's been almost half a year, so just great to come back and get a win, and especially against Kyle.
So you aren't a high roller in 2025. We're very bummed out about that. Spencer Baston come over and joining the team, taking your ride over from last season. But I mean, come on, Corey. You just scored the first win of the season. You look phenomenal. We know you're going to Tulare. What do you say? You want to sign back up for the whole thing again?
Nah, I think I'm gonna have to stick with the pavement thing for this year, and every other year Hendrick Motorsports will keep me around for sure. But I'm definitely gonna come run the sprint car any chance I get, and just super grateful for Mr. H and Jeff Andrews and Jeff Gordon for being so lenient about letting Kyle and I both come race sprint cars whenever we want, because we love it a lot. So hats off to you fans. It's a great turnout. I'm sure for some of you it's your first sprint car race tonight, so I hope you enjoyed it.
Jason Myers, car owner, coming in.
Yeah, so I hope you fans enjoyed that. That was a good race for sure. Hats off to the track crew. Hats off to all my guys. Lucas, Wayne, man, it's Wayne and I's first night together. New pairing this year, so we're off to a hot start for sure. And HP, Eddie, huge thanks to Preston and Jason for putting another car together for me. I didn't know what was going to go on. Jason wanted to go chase the charter, and I didn't know how much sprint car racing I was going to get. I ended up putting a good schedule together, and they gave me a great car. So hats off to them, hats off to Myers Constructors, Forces Construction, Driven to Save Lives, Factory King, Charlie Garrett, Steve Kent, FK Roddins, just everyone on the 14 this year. It's a bigger effort than it was last year. And,
I'm not saying he is or he ain't. I'm saying he knows what to say.
Ended up starting second in that race
He's
alongside
marketable.
Aaron Pitman, a guy who's got more starts on this dirt track at Las Vegas than anybody else in the field. That obviously was a tall task. But then when we get inside of 10 laps to go and guys start dropping out, I mean, that was an attrition-filled race to begin with. What was the perspective from your seat like during that 30-lap feature?
Oh, man, it was just a lot of the tail tank of the 69. I mean, I got a gift with them. They were on rails all night, and, I was hoping if we got to traffic, I would have had a shot, because he was killer in clean air, so I knew I wouldn't have had a shot there. But, every time we get to traffic, we had a caution. So was really, really happy to see him run out of fuel there. And, I think some other people did too. So happy we have a big fuel tank on this thing as well.
Well, you get to do something now with that big tail tank on this Jason Myers Racing number 14 BC. We've got the Chasm Safety Products win sticker. You're the first recipient of 2025, so that's going to go right down the middle of your tail tank. Congratulations, thanks to Chasm Safety Products, and we'll be seeing you in Tulare.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first winner of 2025, it's Corey Day! Man, he's the star of episode 1 of Dirt Season 2. He's the star of race number 1 of 2025. He stands in victory lane. Kyle Larson gave it everything he had. Comes from 4th on the starting grid to finish 2nd. You got as close as you could to the tail tank of the number 14 BC. If you could do it over again, would you change anything?
I don't know, that lap, the first lap out the restart was as close as I could be to him. Maybe I could have got through 1 and 2 a little bit better to be a little bit closer to, Diamond 3 and 4 and maybe get to his left rear, but I was not really close enough. So yeah, just happy to get 2nd. We weren't that good, but it was a good night. So yeah, something to work on. And I guess not first half mile we've been on this year, but all we've been on is half miles, but just a little bit more round there, so and slick. So yeah, just couldn't really roll out of the throttle without getting tight. So work on that, but look forward to Tulare, a track that I love, and yeah, so we can get a win.
And then quickly, I want to ask you, Corey just talked about it. You and him have your day job over at the pavement track with NASCAR in town. We were all in a movie theater a few nights ago watching the premiere of Dirt Season 2, a season with high limit. You had Travis Pastrana out here yesterday coaching him in a winged 410 sprint car. Just tell me about this event, that high limit and NASCAR and everybody coming together to cultivate. How big is this getting?
Yeah, this has been a fun week. You know, I used to run the Outlaw races here, and even when I was a team owner, I would come. I didn't really feel like it was that big. Like it was just another race. And I don't know, this week, and you know, with the Dirt premiere, and you know, it was unfortunate to not get Thursday in, but the crowd was awesome tonight. I felt like the atmosphere was really, really neat, and all the teams had a good time this week as well. So yeah, I would love to keep it going out here in Vegas, especially with NASCAR, you know, just across the street there. So yeah, a lot of fun this week, and thank all you fans for coming out. Finally some good weather tonight, and yeah, look forward to the Cup race tomorrow. So hopefully you see you guys out there.
From 4th to 2nd, that is Kyle Larson.
Brad Sweet is third, right?
And Brad Sweet, he came from way downtown, 11th to 3rd in that one.